Let's do a little thought experiment today. So recently I went to game 2 of Detroit against Orlando with my buddies because I'm a Pistons fan. And like everybody would expect, we started talking about LeBron James because why the hell would we talk about anything Pistons related besides the fact that they suck? Okay, mini rant aside, I said I was not going to make this a Pistons video. I posed to them a question or a scenario that, I'm not going to lie, got them pretty hot and bothered. Am I using that term correctly? Maybe that's not the term I was looking for. It got them a little heated, I think is what I meant to say. In that thought experiment, the question that I posed was, if LeBron James wins a championship this year, will that make him the GOAT? If he can run the gauntlet, the projected gauntlet of NBA past, NBA present, and NBA future on his way to a title, would that cement him over Michael Jordan for the GOAT? But very quickly, before we get into the rest of this video, if you guys enjoy this type of content, all things NBA, please make sure to hit that like button on this video. I'd love you a long time. And also, if you guys want to stick around, join my community, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's easy, it's free, and you can change your mind down the line if you don't want to be subscribed anymore. But with all that out of the way, let's talk hoops. On one side, you have people that say Michael Jordan is by far the best player to ever play the game. 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals. Played in an era where the unks, the OGs would say was far more physical than the wussy ball that the stars play today. But you have the more new gen fans that have grown up and watched LeBron their entire lives, basically. And they say this is actually the most talented, the most competitive era of NBA basketball was the era that LeBron James played in. And so there are people that it does not matter what LeBron James does in his career or what he will do in his last couple years, Michael Jordan will always be the GOAT. And there's other people that say LeBron James has nothing left to prove. He could do nothing in his final years. He is still better than Michael Jordan. And then there's the people that are, kind of still on the fence, and I like you people. This video is for you people. So let's flash forward to the 2026 playoffs, what we are experiencing right now. It's been a great playoffs, and one of the biggest stories has been that the Los Angeles Lakers are up 3-1 on the Houston Rockets, a team that kind of limped into the playoffs with a lot of injury issues. Austin Reaves, their third best player, out. Luka Doncic, their probably best player, LeBron fans don't come for me, out as well. Nobody expected this Lakers team to ball out like they have been and go up 3-1 on the Houston Rockets. I mean, partly shout out to Marcus Smart, shout out to Luke Kennard. Those guys have been stepping up. Those guys have been balling. But LeBron James has also been putting on kind of a crazy performance. One of the best playoff performances we've seen from him in a better part of like 5 or 6 years. Also, if you were unaware, LeBron is 41 years old. I know it's hard to ignore because ESPN shoves it in your face every single day because they have nothing better to talk about. But yes, LeBron is 41 and he is leading his Lakers team to a first round win, probably. So then I thought about what would LeBron probably have to go through this year in order to get back to the promised land, in order to win another championship. And I realized that LeBron has probably one of the hardest paths to an NBA Finals and to win an NBA Finals than he's ever had. In the first round, he's playing the Houston Rockets with Kevin Durant, a guy who for their entire careers have been looked at as largely equals. But if LeBron wins this first round, he doesn't just get a cakewalk to the NBA Finals. It's official now with the first round sweep, but he is going to be playing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the OKC Thunder in the second round. But even if he gets past that, the projected team that he's probably going to play in the conference finals is Victor Wembanyama in the Spurs. And so again, for all you people that are on the fence, for all you people that right now believe that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but LeBron still has a chance to pass him, would this be enough? If this year, if LeBron James beats Kevin Durant in the Houston Rockets, beats Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the OKC Thunder in the second round, beats Wembanyama and the Spurs in the conference finals, and then let's just say beats the Boston Celtics, beats the New York Knicks, beats the Cleveland Cavaliers, not including the Pistons in there right now because, again, they suck. If you were to do all that, would that be enough for you to say that he is the GOAT over Michael Jordan? Personally, for me, I kind of think it would. I mean, let's look at this first round with the Houston Rockets because, they're not a slouch or anything. Like, obviously, their roster construction's a little questionable. Their offense is pretty rough, but they have great pieces. They have Amen Thompson. They have Şengün. They have Jabari Smith. They have Kevin Durant. And while, yes, Kevin Durant has been largely injured for this series, I still think it is very impressive that the Lakers are up 3-1 because while KD is injured, again, Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic are both out right now. And so it's basically LeBron with a bunch of role players. The resurgence of Marcus Smart, the resurgence of Luke Kennard has brought this team, back from where everybody kind of thought they were going to be in this playoffs. And that's with a lot of help from LeBron James. LeBron has been killing it in this postseason so far, capitalized by a crazy Game 3 win. If you were watching that Game 3, you got to watch a peak basketball game. It looked like the Lakers were down and out of that game. And I don't know if that was more the Lakers rallying at the end and playing great defense or if Houston just absolutely choked. But either way, the Lakers extended it to overtime and ended up going up 3-0 with a win. And in that game, LeBron had 29 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists on 45% from the field. That is great numbers for a 41-year-old. But again, this whole video, this whole concept relies on the Lakers beating the Houston Rockets in the first round, which I think they will do. If they do not, oh my God, this is humiliating. But I think they're gonna. And in the second round, they're going to have to play the OKC Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, SGA and the Thunder are the odds-on favorites to win the finals again this year. They were the best team in the NBA. They have the two-time MVP probably on their team, along with a plethora of great role players that fits the team perfectly. They are the juggernaut of the NBA this year. And so if LeBron and the Lakers were able to beat the OKC Thunder, I mean, that would literally be like dethroning the king of the NBA right now, SGA, as well as beating the favorite to win the NBA championship and probably the most stacked roster and the best team in the NBA. And again, LeBron would be doing this at 41 years old. Look at all the other people in NBA history that played seasons past their 40-year-old mark. They all basically regressed into bums by that point. And so if he were to, again, dethrone the kings of the NBA right now at that age as an old man in NBA terms, that is impressive in its own right. But even if he were to get through SGA, he still has to beat the NBA future, Victor Wembanyama, a literal freak show alien of a player, a 2K created player, glitched, made by a 13-year-old that just likes to see the world burn. If they were to beat Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, all the great role players that the San Antonio Spurs have, again, that would be incredibly impressive. One thing that you always see when it comes to NBA Finals runs are the haters, the doubters saying, oh my gosh, they got so lucky. They had a literal Mickey Mouse run. They had a run where they didn't play anybody. You can't really argue that. If LeBron were to go through this projected, journey to the NBA Finals, he would have played the NBA's future. Everybody knows how good Victor Wembanyama is and how good he will be for years. No one will be able to argue that Victor Wembanyama is a bum. Nobody will be able to argue that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a bum. So if LeBron were to make it to the finals and ultimately win a championship, that argument goes out of the window. And so this is a legitimate finals run. A finals run like this, personally for me, would cement that LeBron James by far is the GOAT against Michael Jordan, because LeBron would be doing all this at 41 years old. Let's let's remember what Michael Jordan was doing at 40 years old. He was playing on the Washington Wizards, trying to like turn their franchise around and ultimately just kind of went out sputtering. So I want you to picture this. I want you to picture the final buzzer sounding. The Los Angeles Lakers win the NBA Finals. Confetti is dropping down on the court. And if LeBron James is standing in the middle of that confetti, in the middle of that court, celebrating at 41 years old, and you were there to watch it, do you believe that this would put him over Michael Jordan in the GOAT debate? And again, I do believe personally that this would put LeBron James over Michael Jordan in my books. And it comes down to a couple arguments. You know, everybody wants to talk about Michael Jordan 6-0 in the finals. This would make LeBron 5-6 if he were to win it this year. Now, obviously, that doesn't look as good as 6-0, but a final one to cement 5 championships, that's honestly worth probably 3 in its own right because of the competition that you had to play along the way. At 41 years old, I mean, that's more impressive than any finals run that I think I've heard or seen Michael Jordan go on. A lot of people want to argue that LeBron had to create super teams in order to get his championship, but now with the way that the second apron is and the way that the salary cap rules are, you know, you can't really make a super team like that. A lot of the top echelon NBA teams are very, very even when it comes to star power. And then there's the argument about longevity versus peak. You know, everybody wants to say like, well, you know, Michael Jordan had a better peak, but LeBron has more longevity. But in my opinion, an NBA Finals win for LeBron this year would be the perfect mix of both. You know, longevity in the fact that he's played 22 seasons and he's 41 years old, but peak in the fact that he is still at the peak of the mountain. He's still at the peak of the NBA at this age is incredible. But in my opinion, the GOAT debate that we have right now between Michael Jordan and LeBron James and the people that still believe that Michael Jordan is the GOAT would personally end for me until somebody else came in to join that. Because a championship at 41 with the team that LeBron has, playing against the competition that he's probably going to have to, wouldn't just be another win for LeBron. It would be checkmate and, dare I might say, probably the most impressive thing in NBA history. And so I will ask one more time, if he finishes this impossible, improbable run, slays the gauntlet, and wins the ring this year, would he be the GOAT over Michael Jeffrey Jordan? Make sure to drop it in the comments below. Again, I would love to hear your opinion, even if it's not in favor of me. If you don't agree with me, tell me I'm a dumb idiot and tell me why. I still like to read those comments. I like to see what other people are thinking. And lastly, if you guys want to see any more content from me, YouTube actually thinks that this video right here would be best for you to watch next. And so once this video is done, make sure to click on that and you can see another piece of great hoops content that I'm sure you're going to enjoy. But that's really all I got for today, guys. So as always, peace and love.